The history of Freemasonry in the United States. The history of Freemasonry in the United States is a fascinating portrait of the interaction between an esoteric movement and the emergence of a modern nation. Freemasonry, with roots tracing back to the medieval operative Masons, evolved into a philosophical and fraternal secret society that found fertile ground in the American colonies of the 18th century, shaping part of the political and cultural identity of the country. The arrival of Freemasonry in the American colonies. Freemasonry arrived in what would become the United States around the 1730s, at a time of increasing desire for self-determination and individual liberties. The first Masonic lodges in the British colonies of North America were founded by European immigrants, mainly English and Scottish, who brought their Masonic traditions with them. One of the oldest is the Lodge of Boston, Massachusetts, founded in 1733, under a charter from the Grand Master of English Freemasonry. These lodges soon became centers for debate and exchange of ideas, attracting political elites, intellectuals, and merchants seeking a platform to discuss philosophical, political, and social issues away from the watchful eye of the authorities. Freemasonry, with its symbolism linked to liberty, equality, and fraternity, resonated with the Enlightenment ideals that permeated the minds of the colonists. Freemasonry and the American Revolution. Freemasonry played a significant role during the period of the American Revolution, 1775 to 1783. Many of the founding fathers of the United States, including George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Paul Revere, John Hancock, and others, were active Masons. These men were influenced by the principles of liberty, justice, and fraternity espoused by Freemasonry. However, it would be an exaggeration to attribute the success of the Revolution directly to Freemasonry, although the fraternity provided a social network of support among revolutionary leaders. George Washington, the most celebrated American Mason, was initiated into Freemasonry in 1752 at the Fredericksburg Lodge in Virginia. He remained a dedicated member throughout his life, and his devotion to the order is often used to emphasize the importance of Freemasonry in the creation of the American nation. The symbolic construction of a new world based on Masonic principles directly reflected the foundational spirit of the United States. In addition to Washington, Benjamin Franklin was another Mason who played a crucial role both as a leader of the Revolution and as an ambassador of the new republic in France. The Masonic influence was not limited to the United States. Franklin cultivated relationships with Masonic lodges in Europe, creating a bridge that helped secure international support for American independence. The growth of Freemasonry in the 19th century. After the Revolution, Freemasonry rapidly expanded in the United States. During the early 19th century, it became a prominent social and political institution, especially among the elites. In many states, Freemasonry played a leading role in community events and local political life, with lodges emerging in small towns and large urban centers. However, the 19th century also witnessed one of the most serious crises faced by Freemasonry in the United States, the anti-Masonic movement. In 1826, the mysterious disappearance of William Morgan, a former Mason who threatened to publish Masonic secrets, generated public fervor against the order. Accusations of conspiracy and secret control over the government and the economy began to circulate, culminating in the creation of the first single-issue political party in American history, the Anti-Masonic Party. This party had considerable influence in states such as New York and Pennsylvania, fielding candidates for local and national elections. Despite this opposition, Freemasonry survived and recovered. By the end of the 19th century, the order had reaffirmed its presence as a benevolent and patriotic institution dedicated to charity and philanthropy. Freemasonry in the 20th and 21st centuries. In the 20th century, Freemasonry continued to grow, despite a steady decline in membership over recent decades. The first half of the century was marked by the expansion of lodges and the establishment of a series of charitable institutions associated with the fraternity. Hospitals, orphanages, and other benevolent organizations emerged across the country with the support of Masonic lodges. However, the decline of interest in Freemasonry, especially after World War II, has been a notable characteristic of the latter half of the 20th century and early 21st century. This reflects broader cultural changes, such as the decrease in participation in fraternal institutions and the secularization of American society. Still, Freemasonry in the United States maintains a significant presence and continues to be an organization that promotes values of brotherhood, self-knowledge, and charity. The symbolic construction of temples, the use of rituals, and the emphasis on moral and spiritual development continue to attract new members, even in times of rapid cultural transformation. The history of Freemasonry in the United States is a narrative of adaptation and mutual influence between the fraternity and the development of the American nation. From its involvement in the colonies and its role during the American Revolution, through the crisis of anti-Masonry, to its status in the modern world, Freemasonry remains a reflection of the democratic, moral, and philosophical aspirations of the United States. Although its influence has diminished in numerical terms, its legacy continues to live on in the traditions, symbolism, and history of the country.
We would like to express our gratitude for watching the video on our channel, Os Filhos de Viúva. It is an honor to share our knowledge and wisdom with you. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, we invite you to do so now to receive notifications of new videos.